Hello, listeners. Welcome to the new month of Theme on Screen. This month, we're reviewing animated movies. Movies about animals, movies about plumbers, movies about animated emotional trauma. With that, I'm your host, Katelynn Pedri.
And I'm your other host, Paul Gursky. That's right, this month we're discussing all things animated, and surprisingly, no Timothy Chalamet. Let's get started now with Theme on Screen.
Also, just chiming in to say that nothing we're going to watch is as animated as I was when I saw little Timmy Chalamet get his ass paddled. Meow. Why did you write that?
I did not write that.
You're right.
Looks-
It must have just shown up out of nowhere.
It's AI. It knows everyone too well. So welcome to episode 23. Wow. 23 episodes, Katelynn. And I don't think we're talking about any animated movies with animals, are we? That's just kind of a lie that you put into the...
Well, I think that when we had discussed the movies we wanted to watch, maybe there was something with an animal and we decided not to go with it. But why screw up my thing that I was doing?
Yeah, you put a lot
I
of
don't
hard
know.
work
What else are
into writing that.
animated movies about? Animals, plumbers, and trauma. That's it.
The ghosts.
Oh, okay, ghosts. That's one. But I don't think children's movies are being made about ghosts. It'd be
Casper.
more like an adult. That's not cartoon.
I mean, Casper is not real.
You think that I
partially
was
animated.
saying that I believe that he's real, and that's why it's...
There's
I
probably,
know he's not real. Well, that's debatable.
And that concludes episode 23, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. We will see you next week.
Okay. Well, we're not talking about ghosts today, everybody. We're not talking about animals. Nope, not at all. We're talking about some other stuff, but we're gonna start with that witty banter as we always do, because that's, I think, most of the favorite parts of everyone's parts.
Does anyone ever tell you what their favorite parts are?
Mostly the feedback that I get personally is that their favorite part is me and they wish it was just me.
I mean, you can do the podcast by yourself. I won't stop you if you want to.
That's not what
branch
I
out on
said.
your own.
I didn't say that I agree. There's no witty banter if it's just me.
Matt Turner usually does tell me what he thinks. Let me see what he said this week.
What he said this week, he had some feedback about this.
He always has feedback.
Okay.
He said, enjoyed today's episode. Guess I never realized you'd never seen The Iron Giant. Some friend I am. So his feedback was that he's a bad friend. Because he doesn't realize, like, every movie that I've ever seen. So I guess that's not the most helpful feedback, but...
Well, he has your letterboxed. I mean, he could just go through it on any given time that he's like, I wonder if Paul has seen blah, blah, blah. And just pull it up.
I have not logged every movie ever. But maybe I'll do that after we finish recording tonight. And my friend Kyle did text me last night. He was listening to our Call Me By Your Name episode, and he said he really liked when I made a reference that you clearly did not understand. So, I don't know. That's some of the feedback that I get.
Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, you said something about something being uncomfortable, and I said, like, the backseat of a Volkswagen, and it was a reference to the movie Mallrats, and I guess you've never seen Mallrats, so...
No, I haven't seen Mallrats.
So they keep saying things like Ben Affleck's character in that movie really likes anal sex. So they keep saying like he likes it in an uncomfortable way or something. And then they're like, wait, uncomfortable, like being in the backseat of a Volkswagen, and it's just a recurring joke, and it means anal sex. So I don't know.
Oh,
now I've explained the reference to you.
Okay, well, that's one I can add to my list.
It's a good.
Is it because they just don't want to say anal sex a lot?
It's a Kevin Smith movie. I don't think they're really worried about
I've
saying
seen
much of anything.
Clerks.
Yeah, me too.
And they were on Degrassi.
That's true. Really ties it back into the themes of our original podcast.
And we're back onto the Degrassi podcast.
Would you say we couldn't be here without Kevin Smith?
Maybe, yeah. I want to speak of movies because we did a little too much on anal sex. Do you have any recent movies that you've watched?
It almost made me spit out my water. I have only really watched one movie since our last podcast, and it was Ghost in the Shell. Yeah,
And
as you know, I purchased this beautiful 4K of Ghost in the Shell, classic anime film that I have never seen. And as I mentioned, just being an animated month has made me want to watch more anime and check out some of the things that I haven't seen. And yeah, I thought it was an enjoyable movie. Probably didn't like it as much as I like Perfect Blue. I think just because this is from '95 and a lot of the themes that it deals with are things that I think have just been like possibly they even ripped it off from Ghost in the Shell, but they've just been done to death in other things that I've seen, like Westworld or The Matrix or just anything else dealing with that kind of,
sure.
I don't know, what is a soul? Can a robot become sentient and all
God, I
that
hope not.
stuff that, like, I watched, I didn't even finish Westworld, but I watched too many seasons of that show and that was just
We all
nonstop.
did.
So,
We all watched
but
way
yeah, I
too
did like,
many.
I mean, it was fun. It was well animated, just good story, some good action scenes. And I think I'm looking forward to watching the TV series. I don't know if you ever watched that, but I'm
I can't
gonna add it to
remember
the
if I
list.
did. Did I watch that or did I watch the movie? I
I don't
swear
know.
I've watched the movie.
I believe
Um,
you.
Before I allow you to move on, another anime that you could watch is Paprika. Have you seen
I
Paprika?
have not seen Paprika. That's on the list too because I've just been compiling a list of like the best anime films of all time that I haven't seen, and that one has shown up on multiple lists. So, yeah,
It's
that
on
will
my
be added.
list.
It's on your list
That
and you
was one of
haven't seen
the
it?
No, I have seen it. It's
Oh, you have
one
seen it.
of not the first like movies that John and I ever watched together, but we did watch it together. And I remember getting it from well, I don't think it was a Blockbuster at that time. I think it was a Hollywood Video, and the covers were the covers of the movie, and you had to take it from behind. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, for the young listeners, we used to have to to pick our movies that way. But yeah, we rented Paprika, and for a while, John just kept yelling Paprika.
Did they say that in the movie?
Yeah, they yell her name like that,
Mm. You know what I
Paprika.
used to do? I mean, I think it's okay to say since video stores are all out of business at this point,
Oh my God,
but
did you used to steal?
I didn't really steal, but if I ever had like a scratch DVD or something, I would just go rent a copy of the movie and then switch my unplayable copy with the playable one.
Oh
And
no.
I'm ashamed to say I did that multiple times because I was kind of lazy and didn't put things away, and then they would get scratched. I'm much better at putting things where they're supposed to go now, but back in the day, I think I probably cost Hollywood Video like tens of dollars, and I feel bad about it now.
Feel like I did that with a video game once. I feel like I rented like the original Crash Bandicoot and traded it out. We're little assholes.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we weren't the only ones that did that.
Were we
So
the reason there's no more Hollywood Video? Are we the reason that
I
Blockbuster went out of business?
I don't think we caused it. And you know
Are
what?
we admitting a crime right now?
Probably. As I've said many times, I am trying to get back into physical media. So as much as I maybe caused a video store to go out of business, I'm keeping the 4K industry alive with some of my
Just your
purchases.
local, just your
Mhm.
local Blockbuster went down
Yeah.
because of you.
There was a Blockbuster and a Hollywood right across the street from each other. So I don't know. Maybe that just wasn't great. Maybe we didn't need two video stores within walking distance, or maybe we did. I don't know. But if you want to hear a spinoff podcast where Matt Turner and I just talk about growing our physical media collections, we want to hear about it. So just let me know in the comments, and yeah,
You want
we
them to
will.
let you know if they want that podcast.
Some people really like hearing
Some
about physical
people
media.
might be interested in my purchasing habits.
I don't know if you have listened to the most recent episode of Blank Check because you don't actually listen to that podcast, but Tracy
I don't.
Letts apparently talks for an hour about his physical media collection, and he is the king of physical media. So, I think there's a market out there for it.
How do you just go, like, is it just going down the list of what you own?
Well, he buys a lot of specialty stuff, and he knows
Oh.
he can tell you like, oh, this version, like the version such and such copy or company put out is a better transfer than the version that such and such company put out, and this
Oh,
one's only available in Europe, and I got it, and this is so if you ever, I mean, you're never going to be interested in this, but Tracy's been on the Big Picture before to talk about physical media with Sean and CR, and I find those conversations fascinating, and I would listen to a podcast of just me and Matt talking about buying plastic. So
Well, when
if you
I'm
want
out of
that.
town, if you want the episode to be a physical media episode, the people are
Well, it's going to
clamoring
be a
for it.
spin-off podcast for like the 10 people in the world that would find that interesting.
Well, we're talking about physical media. I'll just hashtag physical media.
Okay.
Somebody will be excited about it.
Screenshot this.
Screenshot me with my DVD.
Okay, so I talked way too much. Katelynn, what did you watch recently?
Thank you for throwing it to me, Paul. I've been spending some time on the Disney app, so I got caught into a Star Wars. Most of the time, I'm just going with what's on the main page, and they were like, hey, would you like to watch Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace? And I was like, fuck yeah. So I watched it, and then I watched Attack of the Clones, and I'm in the middle of the third one. Well, I have like 10 minutes left of the third one right now, so I'm doing all of that, and rewatched Ratatouille, of course, Luca in honor of animation, so I did both of those in honor of animation, and then John and I, over the weekend, watched the Peaky Blinders movie.
No, I don't think I saw you log that on Letterboxd.
I did. I think it got pushed down because I also watched those other movies, and it only has like the top 5 recent
you just
watched, and
never
so
stop watching things.
I
What did
never
you think of
stopped
Peaky
watching.
Blinders?
I cried a lot, surprisingly,
That's
but it
not
wasn't
saying
that
much.
good. Yeah, it wasn't. I wasn't crying because it was good. And as I'm logging it, John looks at me and he goes, "What are you rating it?" And I was like, "I think I'm going to give it a 3." He goes, "I'm giving it a 1. It sucked."
Wow.
I was like, damn, okay. I think it overall has a 3.2, so it's not terrible.
I never watched the show, so I wasn't really
great.
looking to watch the movie.
Well, I think what they're doing, from my understanding, is setting it up for, it was supposed to be Barry Keoghan to take over, like, the mantle and take over for a new Peaky Blinders show. But now it doesn't seem like they're using him. I knew the guy's name the other day. I read something and now I can't remember, but it sounds like they're going to give it to somebody else after all, even though they did the whole movie.
a little too big for a TV show.
You think he's too big? Because I think that he's on a Hot Boy downfall.
I don't know. He's going to be he's one of the Beatles in the Beatles movies.
He's one of the Beatles, but he...
What accent was that? That was definitely not Liverpool.
That was the Beatles. That's how you say it. The Beatles.
You're really doing Australian, I think.
No, I'm not. Okay. That's another shrimp on the barbie. The Beatles.
Well, listeners,
okay,
sound
I guess
off
it's
in
close.
the comments. Tell us what Katelynn's
sound off
accent
in the comments if that's absolutely wrong. But he used to be like so hot, remember, right? And hot as in he was a hot actor, like hot, good looking, and he was on fire with his role choices after Saltburn. And then he cheated on Sabrina Carpenter, and now everybody hates him. And then he showed up on that red carpet wearing, like half a hooligan mask and pulled it down, and everybody's like, who is that? Now he's like not cute anymore.
I don't know any of this. I know he's going to be one of the Beatles. This is for the
Gossip Girls. I told you there's a place for gossip on this show.
I mean, I'm excited to see Crime 101, and I heard he was pretty good in that movie that was pretty good. I mean, I don't know why you would cheat on Sabrina Carpenter.
Can't speculate what happened in their relationship. I mean, she put out that whole song and told him not to, so it's like he just kind of did what he wanted.
Yeah, if someone
she
wrote
literally
a song
told him not
for me
to
about not doing stuff, I'd probably listen to them because I'd just.
What
be
if I wrote you a song that said, "Stop buying physical media, it's boring"?
Did you watch anything else?
Sorry, I didn't mean to squawk like that, listeners. What else? I went through the 90s a little bit. The 90s, early 2000s, Drive Me Crazy. Nothing? Okay.
Yeah, Blind Spot. I mean, I remember the music video.
Blue Crush.
And then wasn't it, you talked about Blue Crush last time, didn't you? Because we...
Did I go all the way back already?
I feel like we said we needed to do or maybe I just did that in your Letterboxd comments. I don't remember.
You did comment that you think that Rip Girls is better than Blue Crush.
Because it is. It's the definitive surfing movie of our generation.
I wanted to be a surfer girl after I saw Blue Crush.
Surfer girls, wanted local girls. Date a surfer girl after I saw Rip Girl. I honestly can't remember like how old I was when that movie came out or how old Camilla Bell was. So maybe I didn't want to date her. I don't know. I think she got done dirty by Taylor Swift. So shout out to Camilla Bell. She started dating one of the Jonas Brothers, I think, after Taylor Swift broke up with them. And then Taylor Swift, as she does, wrote a bunch of like shitty things in a song about her. And then she kind of, I think, felt bad and disappeared from the public eye.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to Taylor Swift. Now we're going to lose some followers.
I think I found this out like years later because I don't remember when Taylor Swift dated a Jonas brother, nor do I care. And I hadn't thought about Camilla Bell in a long time, but
You'd be in a good position. It's only got 627 reviews. If you went on there now and made a review, you could get on the top.
all right, maybe Rip Girls will be a movie that I watch this weekend. We'll see how things go.
Like
See
when
if I
I
end
was
up.
one of the first, like 3,000 to review the BTS documentary, I got right on top.
Nice. You were right on
Yeah, I
top
feel
of
good about it.
BTS. Clip it.
God. Okay. Anything else you wanted to talk about that you saw?
I mean, that is the only thing that I have watched. I am looking forward to getting some more movies in this weekend. But we'll see how things go, because as one does, like my phone's constantly blowing up with people like, "Hey, Paul, you want to go to the casino?" I was planning to just have a quiet night alone, and fucking Todd, right?
I guess. All right. Well, listeners, I threw a question out to everybody on the Instagram. You can follow us on theme at theme.onscreen. And I let everybody know that we were recording today and asked you guys for some fun questions that we could answer for you on the pod. And actually, we have way more than I thought that we would. So I'm going to get
Oh
into it
wow.
before we originally were going to get into it. So it's just going to be rapid fire fun. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What is your favorite movie beverage or what is your favorite Disney movie?
My
Answer
favorite.
both.
So my favorite movie beverage is kind of boring. I don't tend to drink alcoholic beverages at the movies because anyone that's ever drank with me before knows I instantly just
He's
have
gonna
to
get up
pee
and go
like
to the bathroom.
500 times.
Yep.
So it's, and this is also going to make me sound old as hell. If I'm going during the week, it's a caffeine-free soda because I want to be able to get to bed when I get home. If it's on the weekend, I'll go crazy and get a Coke Zero. Just a wild,
Whoa.
wild person.
Well, don't go too hard, bro.
Yeah.
Don't go too
Well,
hard.
maybe next time. I know you. I guess you can say your favorite beverage.
Caitlin's favorite beverage to drink at the theater is a Slurpee icy. And if they have it available, I'll mix the red cherry and the blue raspberry. But if not, I'll just do either one.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say. Maybe next time I'll go a little wild and also get a Slurpee icy because I'm a big, Slurpee fan, but I tend to only get them in the summer and never even think about it as a movie theater drink. So maybe a frozen Coke next time. We'll see.
That's the only time I get it.
Man, and my favorite Disney movie. Do you mean
Yeah.
like cartoons? Haven't I already said that I don't like cartoons? I don't know.
That's all that they wrote. So you could say any Disney movie. Remember the Titans?
I've only vaguely seen that. I think I saw that on a school bus, so I wasn't paying attention. What about a favorite decom?
Sure.
Man, now I have to think of my favorite. Oh,
Listener didn't specify. You get to do what you want.
Stepsister from Planet Weird always had a special place in my heart. And Don't Look Under the Bed. And Johnny Tsunami.
Johnny Tsunami.
Yeah, those are, I mean, that's more than one, but I loved all three.
Well, obviously I think mine's Ratatouille, but if I'm gonna go decom, Smart House. Smart House is good. And Under Wraps, the original, if I'm doing
Valid.
Halloween.
Yeah. Okay.
Deep cut. Thanks,
Well, good
listener.
question.
All right, here's another one. What scent of soap do you think Timothy Chalamet uses to wash his hands? I think he uses Aesop hand wash, or maybe he uses like a nice ivory bar. I bet he smells real fresh.
I don't have a response to that question. I don't know.
Pass. Thank you, listener. Next, what movie or movies are overrated?
Marty Supreme.
That's a good one.
Overrated. I don't know. Well, why don't you go? Well, I'll try to think.
I don't know. Immediately that came to my brain, and this is so bad. I thought Oppenheimer. Everybody went crazy over it. It was really good, but it doesn't have like a rewatchability factor. And so for me, I don't know. That's just what immediately overrated. I'm like, but I'd like to think more into it.
Everyone really likes, and I've only seen it once, and it was like when it originally came out, but I'm not a fan of Fight Club. I thought Fight Club was just really stupid.
I think that's not a good answer. I think that's
I'm not a Fight Club fan.
Oof.
And I know I'm not going to win any fans with that, but there's probably, man, this is a good question, and I would like to come up with more answers, but I'm going to need some more time to think about it. So I'm going to write this into the outline for next week so that I can bring you more of my... Can we say who asked this question? Is that okay?
Sure. Matt Turner.
Matt Turner. Oh, thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Really making me think. What a good friend.
Love that. All right, here's another one. Podcast dream guests, 3 each.
Sean Fennessy,
Okay.
Chris Ryan.
You can't just pick the host of another show.
Okay, I won't say Amanda Dobbins because I hate women.
I know but you're just like, just want to be on the big picture. I get it.
Right. Dream. Okay, so I'm gonna pick a dream guest. It's someone that doesn't work for the Ringer. So you say some.
Dumois. I think I would like to have her on here. Because she's a non and fun. But it doesn't have to be another person who does podcasts. So who would I want on the show? That could be a fun person. Sabrina Carpenter. I think she would be fun. And I want a boy. I would do Adam Driver because I have a lot of questions about girls that I want to ask him.
So I need to come up with a woman that I would want to do a podcast with that can't be Katie Gursky because she's already been on the podcast. She is my dream though. Oh, what about Amanda Dobbins?
You know what? I can't stop him. Listeners. I've lost all control of this podcast. What about my mom? Let's put my mom on.
Your mom's invited on anytime she wants.
No, literally, Mom, come on the show.
Carol, you're more than welcome. Any member of Katelyn's family that listens to this and wants to be on the podcast, you name a time and a place.
She's like, I didn't see the movie, but I'll talk to you about it. Well, Mom, you gotta watch the movie. No. I'm busy at night watching my Jimmy Fallon. Did I tell you how she saves up all the episodes? I'm going to drool because it's so funny. She saves up all the episodes from the week and watches them all together at once. She saw the BTS episode. She was like, they were so good.
Your mom's very fun.
I know. My mom's great. Okay, 2 more. Have you been to a drive-in movie?
Yes, only once. I was a small... Well, I guess we can see what year it was because it was a double feature and I didn't make it through the second movie. I saw Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, so that would have been in 1992, and I believe the movie after Honey, I Blew Up the Kid was Sister Act 2, but I fell asleep for Sister Act 2, so I would have been 7 years old, so I don't blame myself for falling asleep.
It was a part 2 double feature.
Part 2 double feature, yes.
Yeah. I do believe that I have been, but I cannot remember. So I guess I'll say no because I don't remember what movie it was.
Would you like to go since they still have the one in Dearborn?
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun too. We should put that in. Now that I've done the Redford Theater, we should just try out some other interesting movie-going experiences. And you know what? Don't have to listen to anyone fucking talk if you're sitting in your car.
That's what I was just going to say. If they're talking, it's us and we throw them out. Yeah. We throw them out of the car. Okay, is there a movie that you are afraid to admit that you like?
No.
I was going to say, I don't think there's anything you'd be
Yeah, I'm not afraid to. I mean, there's lots of movies that I don't think are typically like guy movies that I love. I've already said I love 10 Things About You. Big Jane Austen guy. Give me any version of Pride and Prejudice and just pump it right into my veins. Like, I'm not embarrassed of anything. Like what you want to like.
Yeah, I'm not really embarrassed either. I guess sometimes it is weird to be like, well, yeah, I like movies with a lot of sex or that are a little weird, but I wouldn't say I'm embarrassed. There was that movie, The Secretary, that I probably watched way too young with Maggie Gyllenhaal. That was really sexual.
I saw that in
so at the
theaters.
Time I was probably a little embarrassed to say that I was like,
I saw that in theaters with my friend
care.
Eric, and then I wrote a review for my high school paper about that movie. And I had to be really careful about what I said.
Dirty.
Even though I don't think anyone read our high school paper, but...
Did you say anything about the backseat of the Volkswagen, or...?
No, I didn't review Mallrats. That was a little before my time.
No, I mean, you could have used that as a euphemism. Well, that is all the questions, though. Thank you so much, listeners. That was a
lot of fun, actually. Thanks for thinking of doing that, Katelynn. She didn't tell me that she was going to do that, so that's why I didn't have any answers prepped. But I do like getting questions from you. No, I wanted it to be off the cuff. So.
Yeah, it was off the cuff and more than I had expected. So I'll do that again at another time. You guys can think of some stuff for us. Yeah. Okay. Well, we have one more question, but we've also been talking for 27 minutes. Do you want to just get into it?
Well, let's just... I wrote an answer to it, though.
Oh, you did? All right, I'll ask you.
I literally just wrote a one word. It's fine.
Okay, I will ask you. If you didn't see the title of our episode for today, we did watch the animated film Inside Out. So in honor of that, I wanted to ask Paul, which feelings does he think are predominantly in his head right now?
I was looking at the cast of Inside Out 2 and some of the
Okay.
new emotions that are play heavily into that. And I was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's one in there that I think really just it's my predominant emotion, and it is ennui.
It is ennui. I haven't watched the second one yet because I didn't want to confuse the two in my brain.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate any further on your ennui feelings?
Well, I mean, I think I just talked about it last week. Like post my birthday, I just feel like I haven't had a lot to look forward to. Um, I just need something exciting in my life. I'm feeling a little listless right now. I need something. I guess I have this podcast, but
I did
I don't
ask
know.
you to go to the casino.
You did, and then I said we'd have to wait a month, and then possibly made plans to go to the casino without you.
It's okay.
So I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
I
Well,
tried to get you
find something
invited,
else.
but
Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's cool.
I
It's
just
cool,
want to
bro.
make Todd feel bad if he ever listens to this.
That's
Okay,
a
so
nice thing
what
to do.
emotion do you think is predominantly in your head right now, Katelynn? Let's get back on task.
I have the emotion of sadness, constantly sad. I was trying to think of an emotion for what would I say is the emotion of just like constantly spending money? I think I just have an emotion where she just has a credit card and she's just like, I'll take care of it. I got this, or you should buy it because I've been spending a shit ton of money and I'm done. Anyway, do you want to go to the casino? Spend more money.
I would love to go to the casino as much as possible. My original answer was going to be sadness too. So high five. I'm glad we're sad and just
Just
sad.
too sad, just two saddies. Saddies but baddies.
Thanks
And
for listening
probably
to our podcast, everyone.
anxiety. Probably
Yeah,
anxiety.
that's a good
Anxiety
one.
about staying at home, anxiety about leaving my home, anxiety about everything. I got to get on a plane in a month, anxiety about that.
It's rough out there. Is anxiety inside out
It's
too?
it's in the second one, I think. I think
Do you
anxiety is
know
in the
who
second
voices
one.
anxiety? I was
No.
trying to find it
Mm-mm.
really quick, and now I'm
No,
just. Do you really?
like I said, I didn't want to mix up the two in my brain, so I didn't watch both of them, but I thought about it. I was like, "Oh, I got to watch."
Okay, well, I really just want to know who voices anxiety. Like,
I can do it right
I
now.
was just trying to find it, and it wasn't as available as I thought it was
It's
going to
Maya
be.
Hawke.
Oh, okay. Love Maya Hawke.
And Liza Lapira is disgust. Tony Hale is fear. Oh, they recast fear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lewis Black is anger. Phyllis comes back for sadness. Iowa Debris is envy. Oh yeah, we gotta watch this one. This is gonna be good. But we should talk about the first one first.
Yeah, probably. Okay,
Okay,
so everyone, we watched the movie Inside Out.
we watched
This
Inside
movie
Out.
is from 2015, is a Pixar film. It features the voice cast, which I had up until I got really excited about Inside Out 2 for some reason. As the emotion Joy, we have Amy Poehler, Phyllis Smith as Sadness, Richard Kind as Bing Bong, the imaginary friend, Bill Hader as Fear, Lewis Black as Anger, Mindy Kaling as Disgust, Caitlin Diaz as Riley Anderson, Diane Lane as Jill Anderson, and Kyle MacLachlan as Bill Anderson.
Everybody's
And a
dad.
bunch of fun other celebrity voices that have really small parts, but
Yeah, it was a nice little smattering. Every time you saw a new character, I was like, wait, I know that voice. Wait,
mhm.
I know that voice. I didn't know mom and dad had a name, so that was good.
Well, they do on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, they don't have it anywhere else because if you're watching the movie like from the perspective of Riley or inside Riley's head, you would only call them mom and dad.
Mm, that's probably true.
Smart.
Well, why don't you tell us what this movie is about, Caitlin?
Sure can. Inside Out follows an 11-year-old girl named Riley whose life is turned upside down when her family moves from Minnesota to San Francisco. Inside her mind, her emotions, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust work together at headquarters to guide her actions and feelings. At first, Joy tries to keep Riley happy at all costs, believing sadness only causes problems. But during a chaotic incident, Joy and sadness get swept out of the headquarters and lost in the far reaches of Riley's mind, leaving anger, fear, and disgust as the ones in charge. Without joy, Riley begins to struggle. She becomes really withdrawn, lashes out, and loses interest in the things that once defined her, like hockey and her close relationships with her friends and family. Meanwhile, joy and sadness journey through different parts of Riley's mind, like the long term memory bank, imagination land, dream production, trying to make their way back. Along the way, Joy learns that sadness isn't a flaw, but is actually a crucial part of emotional balance. Sadness Sadness allows Riley to connect with others, express vulnerability, and even receive support. In the climax, Riley runs away from home, but sadness finally takes control, allowing Riley to express how much she misses her old life. This emotional honesty reconnects her with her parents, and Joy realizes that happiness isn't about avoiding the sadness, it's about embracing all your emotions together. By the end, Riley begins to mature emotionally and more complex core memories that blend multiple feelings, showing that she is growing up. I just got a little emotional thinking about it again.
Okay.
Did you cry?
I did not cry during this movie. I can't tell you the last time I've cried at anything, really.
Okay, grow up. Maybe you need to
Maybe I need to be
embrace
in
your
touch.
sadness.
I internalize my sadness so much. Well, I didn't cry on the inside either. I don't know. This wasn't that sad of a movie. But you don't cry at just sad things. You cry at everything. So
Well,
good
yeah,
for you,
I
Caitlin.
cry at happy, I cry at sad, I cry at everything.
So, well, yeah, I guess the number one theme I have for this movie is space travel.
Wow, I didn't get that.
um,
Wow, can you elaborate on that further?
so they're traveling through spaces.
That's dumb. That's a
Yeah.
dumb thing to say.
Well, what did you think about the themes of this movie Inside Out?
My first one was just all emotions. The entire film is based around the emotions and feelings and expressing them, just what you said, expressing and not suppressing. Feeling all of them at any given time and learning that they can work in tandem and things are not always just happy.
Is that a
No,
period? I thought you were going to keep going.
period.
No,
They're not
I
happy,
agree.
period.
There are no good or bad emotions. Everything has a time and place, and sometimes it's okay to feel sad. We are taught so often that there are emotions that are the bad emotions. You shouldn't be sad. You shouldn't be mad. Blah, blah. But if you're feeling
Yeah.
those things, wow, we're just jumping. We haven't had a therapy corner in a while, but I feel like there's really no way to do this episode
Paul and
without.
Caitlin's therapy
Hmm.
corner.
But yeah, that is the primary theme of the movie. That you're to be an emotionally well-regulated person, you have to get in touch with all of your feelings, and it can't just be one primarily driving them. So
It makes
I.
me think a lot about the one scene where her mom comes to her in her room one of the first nights they moved in and says to her, she's like, "We just need you to be happy."
Mhm.
And she doesn't have to if she doesn't want to,
No, I
you
actually have
know?
that later in my notes, like, what a fucked up thing to say to anyone,
Yeah.
let alone a kid. Like, putting that kind of responsibility on someone is just
Yep.
absolutely bonkers and kind of
Trust me,
made me
I've heard it
not
all.
love the parents. Um, yeah, just trying to be happy all the time, it doesn't work. And so I did listen to one of my favorite podcasts about this, the Unspooled with Paul and Amy, and something Amy said was that if you kind of look at this from the perspective of Joy being the villain of the movie, she said
Amy
that, and I
Poehler?
was like, yeah. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
that kind of opens things, like, that makes sense. I get it. Like, her trying to, she basically ignores the other feelings and wants to be the one in the
yeah.
driver's seat at all times.
Yeah.
And yeah, that causes problems. So just, I
That's
don't know
an
if there's a
interesting
true
perspective.
villain, but just kind of looking at, yeah.
The true villain is San Francisco. No, I did see that kind of around the internet, and I do think that I don't know. Immediately, I thought of I've heard before like sadness is the killer of joy or something like that, or like sadness is a killer of your like emotions. But I'm very in touch with my sadness, and I think it actually helps people, like said in the intro, just to connect with me. Like, we're not always happy. And why should you pretend that you're happy all the time if you're not? Feel
And
it
you
all.
shouldn't have to be happy for other people if you're not
No,
actually happy.
no, you don't need to be. You can say, congratulations, good thoughts, but doesn't matter. And
Um,
during this whole
yeah.
movie, um, like you said, that Joy kind of can be seen as a villain because she makes it seem like sadness is always the problem. Um, and like we just discussed, I mean, honestly, she's not. She's not the problem. I guess they made her feel so stupid. Like every time she touched one of those memory balls and they started turning blue, what are you doing, sadness? It's like, she's fine. Like,
Yeah,
relax.
sadness, here is your circle, and you cannot leave.
Yeah, put her in that circle. So maybe she is kind of a little bit of a villain.
Well, I was trying to think of this from like the perspective of a coming of age film, and maybe it's not quite there because she's 11, and I kind of feel like coming of age is maybe a little bit older, but I think it's like the start of that kind of thing because if you think back, how old are you when you're like what grade are you in 11? Is that like you're starting middle
Is
school?
that fifth grade?
Fifth grade,
Sixth
sixth
grade?
grade? So kind of
I
just the
guess if you're
time in your
older.
life when, I mean, maybe I'm remembering my childhood wrong because this was a long time ago, but when things start getting a little more complicated for you, like when the younger you are, you probably are experiencing joy a lot more. Like maybe you're sad or whatever because you don't get a new video game, but
Yeah.
once you hit those like middle school, high school years, those other emotions definitely start coming into play a lot more than just joy. Like life gets a little harder the older you get, and it doesn't stop. Life sucks. But yeah, so just like as Riley is getting older, like she's becoming
Hmm.
the kind of person that I think you can't let joy be the one in the driver's seat at all times.
I didn't write coming of age, but I did write growing up.
Yeah.
Like her emotions change from being less simple. Because even like the names of them, joy, sadness,
Yeah.
anger, fear, it's like it's all very basic. And as she gets older, and I'm sure once we watch the second movie, she's starting to feel all of those different emotions that she never had before. And you can even tell with kind of her, as soon as the family moves from Minnesota to San Francisco, her parents are like arguing in front of her. Her
Hmm.
dad is like less available. He's always leaving on the phone. And maybe he was always doing that. But like you said, as you're a child, you don't realize um kind of really what's going on. Like I said, like she doesn't realize
Yeah.
her mom and dad probably even have a real name, right? She's just like mom and dad. And then all of a sudden one day you realize, "Oh my god, my mom's name is Cindy." It's like you
Yeah.
didn't even realize it. They're actually at one point they become a human to you as opposed to just like I love them and they give me food.
Mhm. Or just, like, when she cries at her new school, and she's like, "Oh, man, I'm crying at school," like, everyone's gonna think I'm a weirdo because 'cause I'm crying at school.
Mhm.
I feel like, 3 years earlier, say you're in 3rd grade, you cry at school, that's probably not that big of a deal, you're a 3rd grader,
Yeah,
but you're
nobody
a
would have
6th
cared.
grader and you cry
Mhm.
in school, like, yeah, now you're a fucking weirdo, so, yeah,
Yeah.
kind
If
of
you pee your
just
pants
growing
in
up like
kindergarten,
that.
it's fine, but in high
Mhm.
school, it's weird.
Yeah. So, I think we're saying the same thing, we're on the same page.
I also
Uh,
wrote underneath growing up about the islands.
mhm.
I said, so she has the islands listeners in her brain,
Which are based
that
on
are
her, like, core memories.
core memories, right? So
Mhm.
it's family, friendship, honesty, and goofball and Hockey Island. But as she grows during the movie and learns to express more of the emotions, they start crumbling. And I don't actually think that's a bad thing, is what I wrote. Because things change. They can be rebuilt differently, bigger and better, or they can become something completely new. And I think that is part of her growing up as well. Like she is going to be a different type of friend as she grows older.
Mhm.
And the way that she was a goofball as a kid is probably not going to be the same at all. I mean, I used to be really funny and I'm not funny anymore. Like my goofball island from 2000, so this, you guys are going to know how old I am. 2006 when I graduated and I was the class comedian. I'm not that funny anymore. Was I ever funny? I don't really know. But my goofball island changed. I'm funny in a different way. Self-deprecating and sad.
See, that just made me laugh, though. I don't know. We're on the same page. I know last week that I said you've never made me laugh ever, but I will just go on record right now saying that I do, in fact, find you funny, Katelynn. Maybe not
Thank
class
you.
clown funny, but you're funny.
Well, he probably
But
had really low
also,
expectations of what was funny, to be honest, but
yeah.
continue.
I think that phase in your life, just going back to that, is kind of when you start developing your own personality that is kind of not an extension of your parents anymore. You start coming into
Good,
your
yeah.
own. So seeing like those core memories kind of dissolve, but then like some come back, and then there's some new ones. Like, isn't there Sexy Vampire Island? Isn't that one of them?
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
couldn't
yeah,
remember the
just
name of it, but yeah.
yeah, so
I
it is
definitely had
just
a
like a
sexy vampire
phase.
island.
Sure. It's a phase in your life where your personality, it does develop more. So it just, yeah, it makes sense. And I think they picked a really good age for like these things to, I don't know. I don't remember what it was like to be 11. That was 30 years ago, guys, but I bet it sucked.
Well, I think they picked a good age for her, and they also picked just a good way to represent these things in your brain,
Hmm.
you know? How
Yeah,
else would
we're really
you
moving on to the
represent it?
themes, or should
Sorry,
we?
no,
I
no,
don't
and
know.
I have one more
Okay.
theme.
You can go with the themes.
You want me to go with my theme?
Yeah.
I said the loss of childhood innocence.
Hmm.
Riley's move represents, I think, a lot for her and even some for the family because they do express this once she starts crying. It's a loss of stability. Her home life immediately changes. Like I said 5 seconds ago, like her mom is always on the phone or away. Dad's leaving, all that stuff. Despite still being 11 and very much a kid, she had to grow up pretty fast with that situation. I mean, obviously, it's not the worst situation to grow up in, like, oh, big whoop, your parents move and you have a nice little house in San Francisco, probably close to where The Princess Diaries was shot. That's neither here nor there. And, like, a lot of
I
kids
thought
go
that was
through a
shot in
lot wor
Genovia.
the second one is.
Mm.
You'll learn. Um,
I've seen the
but
first one.
the second one, um, anyway, she had to grow up fast. Now I lost it.
Yeah, I don't know. This isn't really themes, but what the fuck was wrong with those parents? Like, they moved her across the country to this shithole house, and the dad's like on the phone, like, "We need financing in 2 weeks, or we're gonna have to start laying
Yeah, what was
people
his
off." Like,
job?
yeah, what did this guy do? And you would think that it was like lucrative enough that they're moving to San Francisco, a
Yeah.
notoriously expensive place to live, but then they're running out of money instantly. I feel like, I don't know, maybe just credit card
Maybe his job
scams.
wasn't
Was he? It was
so good.
2015, so he wasn't. Maybe he was into crypto. Who knows?
Maybe he was, or maybe he was
He's trying to
scamming
start an
old
AI
people like Jen
company.
Shah.
Yeah,
Somebody out there will
parents
get that.
suck. I didn't get it,
Well,
but people love when one of us don't get references. So
for all my housewives out there. All right. Well, what do you think? What did you think about the cast then? Because we have a lot of
there's a
good
lot
names
of
on here.
cast. So just like the Iron Giant, there are no big. Well, yeah, no, none of the main cast is really big voice actors. It's all celebrities. But that being said, I thought everyone did a good job with their parts. I do think Amy Poehler was cast largely. I mean, she's playing Leslie Knope, like
She's Leslie Knope.
blindly.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's blindly optimistic, and her optimism just causes problems because she tends to steamroll people.
she's steamroll. Paul. We got it.
So,
Synchronized.
yep. Yeah, that's what I thought about the entire cast.
Well, I had a couple I wanted to point out because I couldn't,
I do
obviously
too.
point out everybody. We would be here forever. But yeah, my main note was that she is Leslie Knope. If Leslie Knope could literally narrate what was going on in her own brain, most of the time she just said it anyway. But if we were
Yeah.
inside of Leslie Knope's brain, it was literally just joy. And I felt comforted by Joy. I did. There's something about Amy Poehler and Amy Poehler's voice that I just like listening to her and I like watching stuff that she's in. I think she is funny. I think she is a strong person. I think she doesn't give a fuck. And I like that about her. And not necessarily that Joy didn't give a fuck. She gave many fucks. Um, but I really like Joy. Um, then I put Bill Hader as Fear. I honestly thought it was Sean Hayes. Like
So I
before.
didn't realize it was Bill Hader at first either. That was the
Yeah.
only person that I didn't peg instantly,
Yeah,
which
I
I
really
guess
did
maybe he
think
was
that it
trying to
was
do something
Shawnee.
different. As you touched on, one of the notes that I had was apparently he was recast in the second movie, which I don't know. I was just kind of like, oh, interesting
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Yeah. But so yeah, like I said, thought he was Sean Hayes. Um, he has that panic sound in his voice that really lent itself to being nervous all the time. And it was like, it was just very neurotic and it was always just like moving really quickly. So it gave you kind of like a little bit of fear because I thought he was going to be anxiety. But I guess when you're 11, you don't have much anxiety.
Yeah.
Strap in, strap in.
Yeah,
Because it's
Riley.
coming.
You're in
It's
for a
coming in
ride.
hard. Any other things about fear?
Nothing about fear specifically. I mean, anger. Lewis Black was kind of made to. I mean,
Yeah.
is there anyone else you would cast in that role? If you could just had your dream cast for anger, you'd go with Lewis Black.
Yeah, he's a great choice. But I
And
also
he
thought
doesn't need
of
to
really
do any
quickly
voice
like
acting.
Chevy Chase, but specifically when he was angry about Christmas. And it was just like that high kind of like, yeah, there's nothing wrong. Like that would be my anger in
Yeah.
my head. I didn't mention him though, but yeah, because there were so many I had to pick and choose who was more important. Who else was important to you?
Well, obviously, big Office fans, all of us here.
Phyllis.
So yeah, Phyllis
Had to
is
go
great.
Philly. Had to go little Philly.
She
She is
sounds pretty
so
much.
perfect as
Yeah, she
Sadness.
sounds like
She's
Phyllis, just
sad.
a little sadder. Because I
Yeah.
would never say the
Yeah.
character of Phyllis on the TV show is particularly sad. She's a little mischievous.
She, yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. I think she just has that kind of melancholy to her voice. She really pulled in those scenes when Michael would really make fun of her. Like, can your
Yeah.
friend fit in a boat, Phyllis? Can your friend fit in a boat? No, Michael. I think that's exactly who Sadness is. Her friend cannot fit in a boat. But it wasn't that they were even all the lines were necessarily sad. It almost was just like very low energy. Like she
Yeah.
wasn't giving a lot. And I think that was better than just being like, everything's the worst. Like that could have played its sadness that way.
Yeah, I don't think you would have had much sympathy for Sadness, and you do have a decent amount of sympathy for Sadness in this movie. So yeah, if she played it too big, that would not have worked. Agree.
Mm-hmm. I've also laid on the ground and just been like, my legs don't work.
Yeah, I can attest to this. Every time we go to Vegas, we end up having to like get a little scooter for Katelynn and just push her around.
That's not, listeners, that is not true. Please, Vegas.
She walks
Vegas
across the
crew,
street
chime
and she's
in.
just like, it's so hot. Why did I wear these uncomfortable shoes? And
no, I wear my shoes.
Every time I'm like, John, she's your wife. You just need to get a little backpack and carry her around like you're Luke Skywalker and she's Yoda. I feel like that is the only way to travel with Katelynn.
I just make things a little slower, if anything. I make my way.
But you're small enough to fit inside a backpack, and I think
that's
it would
not
just...
that's not the debate. That's not the.
I think it would just make everything a lot easier for all of us.
But do you think my legs would like stick out straight, or like you have to like curve them down, or do you just lay them flat?
You and John can figure out how you're gonna fit on his back. I don't care.
I was immediately thinking about which way, or like my hands, like are they up, or like just lay. All right. What about? I also put Mindy Kaling, because I liked her and a lot of Office people. Yeah, there's something just about her voice. I mean, obviously she's Kelly Kapoor. She gives off that kind of like teen girl, just like I don't like anything.
I think she can just permanently do that. Even now that Mindy Kaling's in her 40s, she could still pull off just bitchy teen girl.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Everybody just did a heck of a job. Who else you got?
I mean, that's the main cast, right? I don't really... what's her face is Riley. She's not really a professional actress. She doesn't have a Wikipedia page, but Katelynn Diaz, I think she did a good job. I think she probably was close to the age that she was actually portraying at the time. Again, she doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so I can't actually figure out how old she was. But good job as a confused little kid. And yeah, I guess Richard Kind is the other big one. I guess you don't really realize how big of a role Bing Bong's going to play. Again, he's just doing Richard Kind things. I don't think he's ever not doing Richard Kind things, but...
Well, also as somebody who had never, seen the movie, I thought Bing Bong was supposed to be a scary thing. Like, I thought I was supposed to be afraid of Bing Bong. But turns out, no, they do a whole scene with a creepy clown. So don't worry. Your fears will manifest in a different way.
Were you okay? Did you make it through that part in the movie?
I did talk to Charlie during that one a lot, and
he comforted you?
Didn't make direct eye contact with the TV for a couple minutes. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. How about plot thoughts? Plot thoughts.
Well, I did say there were just a lot of fun little voice cameos too. So aside from the main cast, we had one of my favorites, John Ratzenberger, playing the character of Fritz. I don't remember who Fritz was at right now,
Was he
but
one of the memory jelly beans?
maybe that sounds right. And Fritz or John Ratzenberger, you probably also recognize as Ham from the Toy Story movies, or where I know him from, Cliff Clavin from the
Cheers.
show Cheers.
Yeah.
And then Frank Oz he was the voice of one of the guards. Frank Oz, is Yoda. Speaking of Katelynn riding around on someone's back, or Miss Piggy. So just,
Or also
fun,
just the fact that
fun
I
little cameos.
watch Star Wars. Don't have to be in the backpack, but yep.
Okay, so yeah, plot thoughts.
Plot thoughts. Pretty simple. Kind of a loss and return story.
Like Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess
They drive
they're
to a
probably
place
the
and
same.
come back.
They go to a place and they come back. But just a lot of obviously emotional feelings that they're layering throughout. The external plot, they call it getting back to the headquarters, kind of mirrors Riley's journey to get back to Minnesota and her old life. So you got those two kind of going not against each other, working with each other. But yeah, it is kind of just simple. Like Joy falls out of the headquarters. Joy has to get back to the headquarters. She has to fix things.
Like a road trip buddy comedy.
Only one of the buddies is really sad all the time.
I thought they just did a really fun job. I don't know if this is plot or animate. I don't know. It's something, but a fun job of visualizing the mental concepts. Like they'd say, just even like long-term memory, and all the memories are little marbles, or what were some of the other plays? Like you mentioned in the beginning, like the dream production, it's like a movie theater where they're putting on new dreams for her. It's just like things that kids aren't necessarily they're all abstract concepts, right? Everything's in your mind, but it's just a fun way to kind of explain it to kids, but also make it visually appealing for everyone. So I thought it was just really fun the way they portrayed all of that on screen.
Yeah, it was just a really fun way to see it all. Yeah, so like you said, if a memory is no longer they don't want the memory to be there anymore, it's a forgotten memory, they drop it down into where she forgets memories, and eventually they just disappear. The train of thoughts. So if a new thought, new thought is built that gets on the train and it goes up to, headquarters, and then the little jelly beans, they periodically are the ones, I guess they're jelly beans, I don't know, little circle guys with
I thought they were
arms.
marbles, but sure.
But I think those are marbles in the thing.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm talking about they walk around and they like pick up old memories and decide to toss them or not.
Them.
Yeah, and it was funny because Joy comes up to them and they're like, let's get rid of basically all the like American Girl doll names, and she's like, no, she's gonna need those, and it's like, no, literally, because I still have all that kind of random stuff in my brain. And so I thought, to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody in there isn't sucking out all that random information like the freaking gum jingle. And I was like, what jingle could I remember forever? Mentos better, Mentos fresher. Mentos better with Mentos fresh and full of life. Mentos, the fresh.
I went in a different direction, and it was kind of thinking about things that I've forgotten, like what can I not remember anymore? And
but
just one fun thing that I thought, I know I had so I know I had an imaginary friend when I was a kid. He was a mouse that lived in my head. Yeah, well, he lived in my hair. But I cannot for the life of me remember what that guy's name was. Like,
do you think your mom would remember?
No. Cindy's memory.
You didn't talk about the mouse?
No, I don't know if maybe Cindy knew. I did remember specifically talking about the mouse with my grandma. I think my grandma helped me come up with my imaginary friend. But that's just something that's gone forever. I could say any name right now. It wouldn't really matter, because that's one of those little marbles that just got sucked on out by Cliff Clavin.
Yeah. Wow. I'm learning so much.
Just other stuff.
You were Ratatouille as a kid.
I was. I didn't have a hat on, and he also wasn't real. And he wasn't controlling me. He just lived in my hair, and we were friends. But
he didn't make you like do weird things, right?
He didn't make me do anything.
He didn't make you like set fire to the anything.
We were just friends.
Okay, just making sure.
Just chill, man.
I didn't have one. I don't know what they do.
Think of all the like random Star Wars facts that I used to know. Like I could tell you how long a starfight or a Star Destroyer was, and that stuff.
Can you tell me how many midichlorians Anakin Skywalker had?
Oh, I think at the time that the Phantom Menace came out, I had kind of moved on from the phase in my life where I was just memorizing random Star Wars facts. That was probably a few years prior to that, and then no. So you watched it today. How many did you have?
20,000. This is the most he's
Off the
ever seen,
charts.
even more than Master Yoda.
And he didn't have a dad. He was just immaculately conceived by the Force.
If you're supposed to think that.
I'm pretty sure they say that directly.
No, Shmi just says that she doesn't. She's like, one day I guess she does. She kind of just says like, one day I was pregnant, but I thought she was just saying it like the guy was a piece of shit, so she wasn't gonna. This is now a Star Wars
Mhm.
prequel podcast. I thought she was kind of just saying that he was a piece of shit, so it's like I don't want to remember him.
Well, so Googling it says no, Anakin Skywalker does not have a human father. In Star Wars canon, he was conceived by the Force. Maybe she was just lying, though. I don't know.
That does. We'll come back to this during Star Wars month.
All right, where were we when it comes to the movie Inside Out? Still talking about the plot. Man, we talked about a lot of these things when we were just going over themes, a lot of the things I had about the plot. But
yeah. Okay, I have one. I have one we can talk about. I said that the real story isn't so much about Riley, it's about Joy's journey to figure out she's wrong.
yeah, I agree with that. But Joy is inside of Riley.
Yeah, but you spend less time with Riley than you do with the feelings.
Yeah. Well, okay, one thing I had about plot is what do kids get out of these movies? I'm not saying this like critically. I just don't know, having not been like, so you enjoy Pixar movies as an adult. These
Mhm.
movies are very like, this is like a high concept thing that I think they do a really good job making a high concept movie that kids will also enjoy. I just don't quite know from a kid's perspective what they like see this. Say you're, I don't know, younger than Riley. Let's say you're like 8 and you see this
Mhm.
movie. These movies are obviously huge hits. 8-year-olds love these. What do kids get out of it? Like, and I don't know the answer, and I'm not sure you know the answer either because you're not a kid.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of wondering.
I guess we'd have to talk to a kid, but we're
Because
not
there's a
gonna have a
lot
kid
in
on the
here for
podcast
adults, and I think that's what
'cause
everyone
we
always
swear
says
too
about
much.
Pixar movies, right? Is that like they're made for
Yeah.
the parents as well as the kids, and it's kind of
Mhm.
the Pixar magic that they walk that fine line that there's something for everyone. And I guess I'm just curious, like, what kids get out of Pixar movies because I don't know.
Maybe that speaks to us as adults that there's
Yeah,
something about it that we can't see or don't
yeah,
know that the kids are getting that we're not. And like just the same as some of those jokes go over their head, some of them might go under our head, I guess.
like
Like
just
maybe they're
this.
just like
No,
too
that makes
lowbrow that we
sense.
just don't get it. And you're right to the fact because like I do frequently watch, I guess, animated movies that are more for children. And they have a lot of those easy jokes, a lot of fart jokes, a lot of poop jokes, like a lot of like booger, just nasty stuff. Kids like that. And this one didn't have any of that.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think that it was not like it wasn't playing on kids' stupidity. It was playing on the intelligence of children and the hope that they might learn something, I guess. Maybe it was more of a learning in a fun way, like a Bill Nye.
okay. I
I don't know.
wonder if we're
That's just
giving too
what's
much credit to kids and they're actually stupid.
or they were just waiting for the fart joke and they hated it and their parents
Yeah.
took them. Like, I gotta see that Amy Poehler in a new movie. Could have been that.
Was that Carol?
No, Carol doesn't talk like that. The last one, I wanted to talk a little bit about Bing Bong. I know he's not a big character, I guess. I mean, he is in most of that like kind of second half of the
I feel
movie,
like
but I
Bing Bong
think
is
it's
a big character,
more
though. I feel like he's the third lead of the movie.
really because I before I watched this, I didn't even like I said, I didn't really even know who he was.
I didn't know if there
But
was
I
anyone
think
that
he
wasn't.
represents something more than he's just that character. I think he's representing the childhood being left behind.
The loss of
Because in
innocence
the
that you were
end,
talking about earlier.
yes. Because even in the end, he does physically get left behind. Like
Hmm.
he realizes that he can't hold on to this hope of Riley anymore, the hope of their next journey, their next adventure. And also physically, Joy cannot get out of that memory dump if he doesn't get out of the wagon. And that's when I lost it. That's when I absolutely lost it. I looked at Charlie and I go, Bing Bong's gonna jump out of the wagon. And she kept singing the song and the camera. The they don't pan back to look, and that it's empty because she's soaring, and then he's down in the memory dump and he disappears. Sorry, Bob.
I mean, I guess we can segue into favorite / cinematic moments because I have Bing Bong dying as. I think that was probably
Yeah.
my favorite favorite moment of the movie.
Yeah,
Seeing
it
his,
was.
he loved Riley so much that he was really willing to sacrifice himself so that she could move on as a
Yeah.
person.
Even though his
And
whole character, like his whole journey was, like I said, to get back to her. Like
mhm,
when Joy finds him, he's like, "Oh, well, I got to get back to her. We have more adventures to go on. Like I saved our wagon." And he uncovers the wagon, and he's like, "All we need to do is, sing the song, tune it up a little bit." And like that's his whole thing, is getting back to her. So even Bing Bong realizes that at a certain point you kind of have to grow up.
mhm.
You got to
And
fucking grow up.
you might remember your imaginary friend, but you might not. You probably won't remember their name, and they won't live in your hair anymore.
You wanna say another one of your favorite? Because basically the Bing Bong, I started the conversation, so you go
Actually,
ahead.
the conversation between Sadness and Bing Bong when Joy's just trying to like make everything joyful again, and Sadness actually sits down and takes the time to understand what Bing Bong is going through. And I think
Mhm.
that's one of the points in the movie where it clicks with you, like, oh, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to show you sadness has a place, like sadness can help you understand things, where joy
Yeah.
can't. And yeah, that was and I don't know, just like her actually giving good advice, and I think for the first time in the movie, maybe you're like, oh, this is just in a character for comic relief. Like she knows something that Joy doesn't, and I really like that.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't have to fix everything, you can just sit
Hmm.
and listen.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times that's what I want. I don't need my shit to be fixed, I just need you to commiserate with me and listen. It was important. It was an important scene. You're right.
I really like the dream stuff too. I thought that was a lot of fun. Even though I think like the fact that Riley has like recurring characters in her dreams, like I mean, good for her. That seems pretty cool.
Yeah,
But I don't
good that
know.
you can string those together like that. That's
Yeah,
awesome. It's not gonna be like that. We're here. We're cynical. Is that an emotion in our head? Where do we got cynical?
I'm
Cynic.
sure we have cynicism,
Um,
right,
I thought
Anne?
I thought a real standout moment for me, and I really did like shriek out loud, was seen inside the mom and the dad's head. Um, and they, I think it's funny that the feelings kind of looked like them. They had the mustache, and then the mom had like the same hair. And so I just thought that was so friggin' funny. I cackled out loud. When they're all sitting at the table and mom is trying to get Riley to talk about her day and like learn about her, and she looks at the dad and she's like, "Right, honey?" And they go to the characters in the head and they're like, "Oh no, she's looking at us. What did she say?" Because they were all watching a game, which is just so exactly like a dad at a table. He's
I
not
don't know. See,
paying
I thought that was
attention.
hacky and just kind of a little
Oh,
bit
you thought it
like,
was
oh,
hacky? I thought it was
yeah, like,
funny.
oh yeah, men don't like, okay, you just moved your kid across the country and you're
Well,
not paying
hopefully the
attention to her.
dads that
But
were in the theater watching took that to heart, like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay. We
I
just
mean, it
got
could be
dogged."
true for this character because, like I said, I'm pretty sure the parents in this movie suck. But
I think they
I don't
might.
know. Just thought it was like one of those cliches, like men never listen. Blah. Like, shut up.
Mhm.
There are good dads out there.
Well, how about, and then the ladies in her head were like, let's get out the memory of that Spanish pilot," and they
The
all like,
Brazilian helicopter
"Oh,
pilot. Yeah.
yeah,"
Okay.
and like that was
Well,
just,
again,
I
I
thought
think
that was
that's
so silly.
hacky and so true. Like, oh yeah, there's always just some like lost love that your wife gave up to marry you, you schlub. Like, come on, what are we, like a 1950s
It's
sitcom?
just those, yeah, it's just those hacky little jokes for the parents that are in the audience, and I think it
Mm,
probably led to an opportunity for like a wife to look at her husband like,
I
"See,
feel like they could have done
see,
better. That was just such a like cliche.
could have been
And
Armando. If
what
you
is
don't
this?
step it up, it could have been Armando."
I'm sorry. If I wanted to watch Everybody Loves Raymond, I could have just stayed home and watched a shitty sitcom.
Watch that
That's
shit.
right, Ray Romano.
I also put down as one of my favorite cinematic moments was the forgetters cleaning out the old memories. We did discuss that a
Yeah.
little bit already. Uh, but yeah, it was just funny for me is like they were trying to delete the names of the old dolls, like I said. Um, and then I know there was someone on my age, that was probably near my age on the staff writing, that was just like, "No, no, no, that'll be a funny one because somebody's gonna like that one." And it was me. It was me. She's gonna want that information. She do be wanting that information. What's
Now you
another
can
one for
just
you,
Google
Paul?
it. I think that's really
Yeah.
all I had on the list, I think.
Uh Oh, nope, I wanted to also bring up then the imaginary boyfriend.
This
Did
is
you think that
you.
was hacky too? Yeah,
No.
that is me. The sad but true. I thought I was just like, constantly making up that perfect boyfriend, like what he looks like, and when I was that age and who I was obsessed with, and I'm like, oh, he's got to have Justin Timberlake's hair, and he's got to, dress like Freddie Prinze Jr. and all this other stuff. I just thought that was another laugh riot. Sorry, one second. I don't like when it gets dark. Oh, but I look old.
Well, you are old. I I didn't do like I didn't like make a composite girlfriend from different pieces of, but it would always be like, oh, so and so from my favorite decom, like imagining my life with her, and then just like having conversations with her. I imagine lots of conversations between me and Courtney Draper.
Wow. I don't yeah, she was a cutie. She was in all those sports movies. She liked the sports
Well, the
movies.
TV show, it was the
Oh,
Jersey.
was that
That was a
yes,
TV.
that was a TV show? Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that one though. I remember
See,
that
that
one.
hasn't been sucked from my brain memory yet. Cliff Clavin hasn't
Yes.
gotten to the all the
Someone
Disney
take that
Channel
one out.
shit.
And then the last one I wrote was anger bursting into flames and opening up the window so the girls could get in, and then also when he finally got all the swear buttons.
Yeah, that seems pretty
Because I was
Caitlin.
like, that's me. I as soon as I started learning swears, about 5th grade is when I started saying them at
Don't
full
tell
blast.
Carol.
Carol, I'm sorry. No, I mean, I swear in front of my mom now, and Taylor won't do it. I'm sorry to call you out, Taylor. She like refuses to do it. She's like, it's just weird. She's like, but at home I swear all the time, and I'm like, we're all adults here. Fucking
Yeah,
step it up. Like, just fucking say it. So those were some of my favorite. Honestly, a lot of the movie was my favorite. I don't know if you can tell that I did really enjoy it. I'm gonna watch it again, and I'm gonna watch the second one.
uh, I might be willing to watch the second one at some point. I guess this is kind of under miscellaneous thoughts where I just talked about how I felt about the movie, but I would say it hasn't changed my mind about animation. It's just like the Iron Giant. It was good. Like, I'm not
Hmm.
gonna probably line up to see the next Pixar movie in theaters, but I don't think this was a waste of my time or anything. I'm not upset that I had to watch it, so
I don't think
it was
this month
fine.
is about changing your perspective either. I think it's about showing you things and me, because some of these I haven't seen yet. Like, it's just showing things that we haven't seen and expanding our horizons. We should be well-rounded moviegoers.
That's true.
If we only stuck to what we liked, we'd never I don't know, nobody would listen to that. Nobody wants to hear our opinion on well, maybe on some of the stuff we've seen 100 times, but maybe one of these maybe Inside Out is the favorite movie of somebody who's listening,
It's
and
true.
now we're talking about it.
And I try to be more open-minded. Like my dream guest, Amanda Dobbins, is so closed off to so many different kinds of movies, and sometimes I listen to her and I'm just like, really, you won't give that a shot just because you think you hate all these kinds of movies? And I don't ever want to be that kind of person. But at the end of the day, I do think I'm probably never going to be like Joe Pixar or anything, but
Yeah,
I'm glad I tried.
Caitlyn Pixar, Caitlyn will watch Pixar.
I don't know. You seem pretty Pixar heavy to me. Yeah. Anything about the ending specifically that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, it was so Riley, like I said in my intro, Riley does admit to her parents that she misses home, and they do too. Joy makes it back to headquarters along with Sadness. Sadness then is able to, she's now allowed to touch the memories, and memories that come out after are now like full of mixed emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought for me, that was more emotionally honest. It's more emotionally honest to be like, I have mixed feelings than it is
Mm-hmm.
to just be like, oh, that's nice. That's happy. Oh, nah, I didn't like that. Like, there are so many emotions mixed up into every single thing you do every single day, and you're never just one emotion because you can be happy and sad about something at the same time. I can be so happy that someone got a new job while still simultaneously being very upset that I can't, or like, I don't know. That's just what I thought of. But that's what I'm saying is that it was a very emotionally honest ending for both Riley and her parents and the emotions that were starting to feel some of their own emotions. I really liked it. And the
Yes.
boyfriend sexy vampire island.
Yeah, I don't want to disagree with you on any of that. I thought maybe post that, like I guess the epilogue of the movie was a little too neat and clean because it seems like everything's really working out for her now, and maybe that was just a little too neat because her life's going to be a roller coaster, you know. I guess they haven't quite
Well,
slammed that puberty button yet, but it's there,
I
ready
mean,
to be hit.
the second
But
movie is out.
yeah,
I'm
and
sure
again,
she's
they're not.
feeling
This is
some
a Pixar movie.
weird
They're not going to
stuff.
give us like a sad ending where she's like, "You know what? I am running away." So, but it was just a little. It was a clean
And what's
ending.
it like to be goth?
Yeah, you know I hate clean endings. So
Maybe the second movie gets a little dirtier.
segues
And
into
then
Requiem for a Dream.
the other part that I wrote, the last thing, that the ending I felt didn't really solve Riley's problems, but it does give her the tools to handle her problems better. Something that I always learned in therapy, and I tell people who are having like just anything, having a hard time, I'm like, you just got to fill your tool belt with the things that you need and that will best help you get through emotions and get through hard situations. Nobody's ever going to tell you what to do, so the answers aren't there. She doesn't necessarily just get the answers to all of her problems, but now she is better equipped to handle them with her
Well
myriad of
said.
emotions.
I
Thank you.
really wish we had like a little sound thing so we could just play the Paul and Caitlin's therapy corner little jingle right there.
That's something you can work on, or I don't know,
Well,
hire Ray. Ray will do it.
listeners out there, if any of you have any musical talent and want to just come up with a couple of jingles for us, hit us up in the comments.
We won't pay.
We can't pay.
Because
I guess we could, but
we
we're not going
could,
to.
but I also just bought I just bought a hotel. I just bought a hotel room. Do you have any other thoughts on Inside Out 2 before we wrap this up? I mean, Inside Out
2.
1?
Okay, well, I guess we didn't talk about the animation style necessarily. What did you think of the overall animation style? It's very much in the Pixar like house
It's just
style.
Pixar. It's not bad. It's not great. They
what did you think of the characters? Of the emotions.
How they were designed?
Yeah.
Did they look like they were supposed, like sometimes when they were up close, like they were shiny, like Joy was very shiny or at least had like an aura, but then they were also kind of like pulling apart a little bit. Did you notice that? It was like
Not
they
really.
weren't
completely, I don't know. I just wrote they looked like they were designed to sell stuffed animals to me because they were human-ish, but not quite
they
human.
looked a little stuffed animal-y.
Yeah.
But they were almost like dissolving around the edges, not to disappear, but just to be kind of like a figment, I guess.
I mean, that's interesting. Maybe that was intentional. I didn't really notice it, but
it was very apparent with Joy because she was light colored, so you could see it on her a lot. But yeah, definitely merge forward. Super.
Yeah, that's just what I thought. And maybe that is just the cynicism in our.
I mean, with every Disney like Pixar, yeah. Because I'm gonna go to Disney and I see Joy on the shelf. So, but I'm gonna pick up Sadness because that's more realistic.
Or Anne. I don't know why. I think Katie moved her. I'm not sure why she's just sitting on my desk.
Or she moved on her own.
That could be. So I didn't intentionally have Anne sitting here so I could use her as a prop, but she is here, and I feel like she just works really well for this episode. So bye, listeners. That's what Anne says.
Okay, Anne. That's enough, Anne. Okay, well, I think that's all we have to say on Inside Out. I would recommend it as a watch.
Yeah. If we're rating it on recommend or not recommend, I'd recommend. I didn't dislike this movie.
Yeah. And I'm probably going to give it a 4 because I really liked it.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Do you have any non-movie shout-outs?
Again, Ennui, best I could think of. Caught up on some Spy Family. So volumes 14 and 15, I've caught up on all of that. Everyone knows I'm a big Spy Family fan. I've got to catch up on the anime now too, but shout out to Spy Family. And I also really like the new Courtney Barnett album. I can't remember what it's called right now, but the new Courtney Barnett album. So those are my non-movie shout outs.
Yeah, I'm a little ennui as well. I guess, I mean, I know I gave a shout out to Taylor last week, but we all got together for Easter and we had a nice time. And I really enjoy spending time with my mom and Taylor. So
I got together with Taylor too. We had dinner, remember?
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? Yes, we did. And we had a nice meal. above a grocery store.
Yeah. Taylor was like, I don't understand why the two of you are friends, referring to the two of us. And I
She
was like,
said
yeah,
that?
yeah. You don't remember that? Maybe you were in the bathroom. I can't remember.
Yeah, she
And
probably didn't wanna say that to my face, like, "Why
yeah.
are you friends with this guy?" So she'll
Well,
just
I
ask you.
don't think she said it that way. It was more like, why you guys are weird. Like, you're just not compatible friends because you're so different. But I don't even think we're really that different.
No, we're actually really the same.
Well, don't say that. I'm a little more normal than you are.
That's debatable. That'll be up for a debate on the
4Ks,
on the
guys.
Instagram.
So many Ks.
What's next? What's
What
next? We
is
gotta
next?
we
We are
gotta
watching the movie Your Name with our friend Austin Shu. We're finally getting to an anime movie for our animated month, and I am excited because this is the kind of animation that I like.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's where we're
This'll
at.
be a good one. Okay. Well, we're excited for that. We're excited to, we're trying a couple different animation styles,
Yeah.
a little older, little Pixar, little anime. We're going
Mhm.
everywhere. And then
And oh, real quick, just
yeah,
before we give our shout outs, Matt Turner did tell me today that he is done with bingo. So, listeners out there, if you are playing along with bingo, the main competitors in our bingo game are done. So, we will have a bingo episode soon. So, be sure to fill out your bingo cards and send them in to us, and maybe we'll have a little prize for you.
bingo mango. Because again, we don't have any money. All right. I
Uh,
think I think
yeah.
that'll wrap it up. You
Say
good?
where to find us on the internet, Caitlin.
Let's tell them. If we're on Instagram, we are at theme.onscreen. We are also on Letterbox theme on screen, and our new YouTube, new-ish YouTube is up. That's theme on screen, so you can find us there and leave a comment, like, subscribe, rate, give us all the stuff. Let us know what you like and what you don't like because we're here for you. We're not just listening to ourselves because frankly, I only listen to like the first hour where I'm talking and then I turn it off.
I have to edit this and I hate listening to myself. So please, if you want to hear us keep talking, let us know because I'll quit. I swear to God, I'll quit.
I swear, I'm done. See you next week.
Have a good week, everyone. Bye.